you're good. I hope you had a very nice day. Please help me know in the comments if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if the audio is good so we can just move and get started. Kindly just let me know by sharing your name and where you're joining from. Just let me know your name and where you are joining from. It's another amazing night at Growth School, another amazing session, another amazing moment. And also, you have to stay to the end because I have an announcement to make. A very great opportunity that I will need you to benefit and to learn from. All right, let me know in the comments if I'm audible. Let me know if I'm audible, if I'm clear, and if you can hear me very well. Okay, just let me know. Share in the comments. Share in the comments. Let me see and be sure that you can hear me. Okay, so like you will find out, and you can see already, we are sharing on the topic lessons from the future. Lessons from the future. Thank you so much, Odenroti Moses. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Audible. Thank you for joining tonight. All right, so we're looking at the topic lessons from the future. Lessons from the future. I know a number of people would feel like that's ironical. What we have always known is lessons from the past, lessons from experience, lessons from regrets, lessons from what you have been through. Oh, nice. Thank you. It's Matthew. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All right. So many people would be like, oh, lessons from the future. Oh, that guy just said that thing in order to gain our attention. And then when we got lessons from future. Hmm. 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 How do you learn lessons from the future? What I've always known is I learned lessons from my teacher trying to teach me something that someone wrote down in the past, and then now he's trying to communicate it to me. Or my lecturer walked into the class, and then right now he wants to just teach me something that has been prepared previously, and now he wants to show me. But they are lessons from the future. And the only way to really build and position effectively for the future is to study every lesson as though they are in the future, and then put yourself in the future of the lessons and begin to see how you can use them. Begin to see how they connect to the future. In fact, the wisest people are not the people that have read lots of books. The wisest people are not the people that have so many mentors. The wisest people are not the people who have gone through lots of lessons. They are the people who can connect knowledge to the future. So if you have not learned the system of connecting knowledge, connecting ideas, connecting the things you learn into the future, you are going to do a lot of things. You will feel like you are learning a lot, but you are not building capacity, and you are not able to see the outcome of the energy you exert because you cannot connect the things that you learn to the future. So the lessons from the future. The number one thing I want you to take notice of is, are you aware that there's nothing happening right now that is really new? There's nothing taking place right now that is really new. COVID, there was a time that the whole world was on a shutdown. Why? Remember the period when there was a great famine? Everywhere was on shutdown. Every individual needed to get food from Egypt. So there was a form of a pandemic. The pandemic at that season was hunger. I remember there was also a season in Egypt whereby there were plagues and the people could not go about doing their normal business. They were faced with a lot of issues. There was nothing that is happening today that you cannot connect the principles to the things of the past. Now, there is these very important words in Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 19. And I'm going to read 3 different versions. And then we will take it up from there. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9, NIV, the New International Version says, what has been will be again. Take note of that. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Let me take that again. What has been will be again. That's what has taken place will be again. In the future, you will still see what has been becoming again. But most times, when people see things that are being, they never look for a way to connect it into a future, and then they repeat a cycle and believe it's a mystery that has never been, but has been before, and it will be again. So when you look around and you see things like betrayals, like you see very close friends, very close partners, people that have been together for years become betraying each other, what has been will be again. How do you speak about it? There were 2 brothers. One is called Cain, one is called Abel, and they went to carry out an instruction. And the outcome of Cain was rejected. The outcome of Abel was rejected. What should really cause the conflict? What should cause the envy? And Cain became envious, killed his own brother, and went away as though nothing happened. Okay? Brothers doing what to each other? Killing each other. One brother killed the other one. Are you talking about the fact that today you're seeing in the world where you say, oh, a father molested his own daughter, or you're saying a brother molested his own sister, or this and this happened? Do you remember at a time where the son of David, Amnon, actually raped his own sister? All right? Why? Because what has been will be again. There have been seasons where nations wanted to increase their territory and they needed to fight their way through. They needed to go into war, or they needed to attack the land they wanted to take the nation in order to expand their territory. Are you aware it's happening today again? Of course it is. What has been will be again. So the ability to be able to connect every experience to the future are the things that will make you become wiser and then to be ahead of the maturity. Most people only know how to live in the present based on the things they have been through in the past. But they never learn how to live the future by understanding the future and coming back to live it again. And I'm going to show you how this is responsible for the great innovations that have changed the world. This is responsible for the things right now that control your mind, that control your thinking, that control your habits, that control your emotion, that controls your ideology, that controls your intuition. What has been will be again. So your ability to be able to trace those things and picture the future in order not to become the victim of that future is what makes you powerful, is what makes you strong, is what makes you different, is what spots you out uniquely, is what makes your idea count, is what makes your communication count, is what makes you attract the profitability and the possibility when the people today think they are entering into a future that you were already prepared for before they step into it. Lessons from the future. So what has been will be again. See this again. What has been done will be done again. What has been done will be done again. Okay. Sorry. Moses, is it fine now? Is it fine now? Yeah, yeah, good evening. Good evening. Adirati Moses, you said there's a kind of noise. Is it good now? Please, I want everyone, please let me know, is the audio good? Is it good? Is it good? Is it audible? All right, thank you. Thank you. Sound disruption. I don't know where that's coming from. Please, is it audible? Is it audible now? Because I want to get the best. I want to get the best. All right, thank you. Thank you, Terry. Tarian Space. All right, thank you so much. So, oh, sure. So, the other part says, what has been done will be done again. Wow. Wow, wow. Okay, so, how is it now? How is it now, everyone? How is it now? How is it? 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 How is it now? Are we good? Are we cool? Are we fine? Can we go on? Can we move on? Please let me know that it's good. All right, thank you. Thank you, LDG. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, so he said, what has been done will be done again. What has been done will be done again. Now, most people always try to trace, and I'm simply telling you, this is the ideology and this is the concept around what people call patterns, family patterns. What people say, oh, there is this kind of pattern in our family. Oh, this happened to the grandmother, this happened to your mother, this is happening to you. It's simply a system of life, it's simply an ideology of life. It says, what has been done will be done again. And that's why when people come up with an idea of breaking patterns, is simply understanding what is responsible for the consistency of events and being able to break them when it gets to your turn. So what has been will be done, which means what has happened is coming again to reflect, is coming again to reflect in what is called a future. So what has been done will be done again. Now it concludes that part with saying there is nothing new under the sun. Now, because most humans are not disciplined to be able to study cycles, to study patterns, to study events. That is why most people end up becoming victims of events or becoming subjected to individuals who study those events. Okay, so what has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Okay, now look at it in another perspective. Look at this in another translation. History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. Okay? History always repeats itself, merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. So when people begin to say, oh, there's this new innovation, it's not new innovation. It's either new people using old innovation or old people using an innovation that only has an extra added to it. There's really nothing new. There's really nothing new. There have been means of mobility. What do people do? They advanced and improved on it. There was a time people were making use of horses, people were making use of donkeys, and now people created carts where people sat on and connected to those donkeys. Remember, still the donkey. There was a time people now created wheel on carts. Are you seeing what's happening? Are you seeing? There is nothing really new. So they took away the donkeys, they started using the wheels. What did they do next? They started using the wheels and then they covered the curds. Are you seeing that? They covered the curds. And then when they covered it, they retained the wheel, they only changed the body, and then they gave it an engine. It's simply history repeating itself. So your ability to be able to study, to realize, and then to be able to connect what you learned today into the future is what makes the difference. And this is it. If you can write it, maybe. Many people consider breakthrough as a matter of the past. So someone said, oh, I'm breaking through from my past this. I'm breaking through from my past that. I'm breaking through from this. I'm breaking through from that. I'm doing this. And you connect a breakthrough as a matter of the future. But you know what? But kings consider breakthrough through an element of the future. So a king is saying, when we go through this battle, if we decide right now that we want to invest our resources to fight with this nation, what in the future will gain their land after us? Are you seeing the difference? What I'm doing right now help hard to the future of my people? That's what kings do. Most people have been trained to be momentous in their decision. So they're saying, what do I want to gain right now? If I get this right now, what am I going to get? If I agree to this relationship right now, what am I going to get? If I move to it, what am I going to get today? There is no strategy preparing for the future or trying to gain that lesson for the future. Most people who became the alliances of kings, let me tell you what most of them did. They saw those individuals, they thought through in their mind, they discerned them and said, this guy has something inside of him. I'm not so sure what he's going to become, but there's something big about this guy, and I'm going to stay with him, I'm going to support him. He may not look like a king now, but there's something that I can see in the future that will make this guy great. And then they build connections, they stay true, they support the guys, they help the guy. When eventually the things they do not understand now come into reality, like the guy becoming a top guy, becoming maybe a leader, becoming maybe a governor or president, a king, who are the people you think is going to bring close to him? The people who stayed in that past, but they were able to see the future. So right now you're studying a course. Are you studying a course with an understanding of the future, or you are studying because of what they are saying today? Are you aware of many courses that are not that much in vogue, that at previous times there were courses that were like, oh, the big gum, the big this, the big that, big dig that? Why? Because most people studied them without picturing the future. Let me ask you, what is the future of the course if you're a student right now that you're studying right now? What's the future of the craft that you have decided to go into right now? Or are you only being momentous by the things you do, or you can picture the future, pick the lessons through, and position yourself greatly in that area? So many people think about breakthrough from things of the past. Oh, I'm breaking through from my ex. But are you aware many of them step into another relationship, but they never really break through? Why? Because they still maintain the ideology of those things that happened to them, and they bring it into a new relationship. They did not step into it with a future. So I can see a bright future. I'm positioning myself. That's how breakthrough happened. So people say, oh, the future is great. I can see that I'm moving into something great. Yeah, a lot of things have happened, but I'm so sure of the future. Remember what we shared in the concept when we're talking about the strategic positioning for the next season. God invited Abraham into a conversation and started showing him a future. He said, look to the north, look to the south, look to the west, look to the east. He said, as far as your eyes can see. What was he trying to show him? He was showing him. All right? He was showing him a future. He wanted him to pick a lesson from the future. He wanted him to imbibe the future into today. Imbibe the future into today. There's something about the future that brings greater breakthrough than when you pick only lessons from the past. So, the greatest lessons of life are ahead of us, they are not behind us. The greatest lessons of life are ahead of us, they are not behind us. Have you seen people who step into maybe a certain phase in their life, certain kind of blessings or miracles or breakthrough happen in their life, and they're like, I never knew that this is possible. I never imagined I would have attained this very height. The ability to pick your lessons from the future. So the greatest lessons are not behind you, they are ahead of you. So if right now all you're doing is stay in your past and saying, oh, if only my past was this, if only I had the opportunity to become this, if only this happened to me, if only I stepped into this place, if only they gave me this, if only they got me this, if only I pushed through this, if only I was done this, and then you keep speaking about the past, is the reason why things will never get to move. Pick up your lessons from the future. What is the possibility of the future? Someone once said, the past is maybe a lesson, today is a gift, tomorrow is this, tomorrow is offering you hope. Your greatest days are ahead of you, they are not behind you. Your greatest lessons are ahead of you, they are not behind you. Your greatest gifts are ahead of you, they are not behind you. There's still so much embedded in you if only you can connect yourself, your mind into the future. All right. Now, let me remind you of an event that took place in this same world we are in. The world was not like what you're seeing today. The world was not like all the things you're looking at. There were different things that defined world power in different seasons. I've taught this, I think, in one of the go school sessions. You can check it out. How different nations grew into world power. There was a time it was Egypt. There was a time it was Rome. There was a time it was Babylon. There was a time it was the United Kingdom. There was a time it was France. Now America and China. Like that, like that, like that. Russia. All of those times. There were times when certain things happened. In this same world, there was a time that Egypt was the envied nation in the world. So there was this season where there was a global famine in the land. And when that global famine happened, food was surplus and abundant where? Abundant in Egypt. And all nations, majority of nations needed to travel down to Egypt, and they paid money to buy food and take back to their countries. Do you know how that happened? One man who was the king, who was the pharaoh of Egypt, saw a vision of the future. He connected into the future. He saw a vision of the future, and he got an interpretation from a man who was an immigrant in his own land, who interpreted the dream and said there's going to be 7 days of plenty, and there will be 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine. And he put that man in charge to build a strategy that would sustain Egypt and bring them into an economic growth, economic honor, economic advancement by storing up food and paying for it and overtime. And they sold at higher cost because the people were willing to pay any price to buy food. You can see what picking a lesson from the future can do. From picking that lesson into the future, they were able to learn productivity, they were able to learn leadership, they were able to learn coordination, they were able to learn management, they were able to learn a lot of things. They learned profit, they learned increase, they learned human management, human capital development, just by connecting an ideology into the future. Connect the things you do into your future. The things you have been through, and right now, while you see it and say, oh, this is happening right now, put them into a perspective of the kind of future that you want to see. So many people, because they could not position into a future, they became slaves. Do you remember how Israel migrated to Egypt? Because of a future that turned them into slaves. Those who learned from the future, Joseph, Pharaoh, and all the administrators, those who learned in that future, they dominated the world. They prepared for it and dominated the world. Most times, the reason why you are not ready, the reason why many blessings and many things show up in your life, the reason why many possibilities show up in your life is because you were not prepared for that future. You were not prepared for that future. So, which means your problem is not the things you don't have, is the things you are not connected to in the future, as far as your eyes can see. He said, look up to the sky. Can you count the number of stars? He said, you cannot count them. He said, as much as the stars are, that's how your descendants are going to be. Every time God is willing to bring a deliverance into a person's life, He connects them to a future that builds their faith so they could position and be ready for it. All right, so Egypt saw 14 years into the future, 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine, and they got ready for it and they dominated. The question I need you to answer is that, do you want to be the one dominating your industry? Do you want to be the one dominating in your line of work? Do you want to be the one dominating in your space? Or you only want to appear and end up becoming a victim of it? Dominance. The people who build dominance, the people who walk in real dominion, they don't just do it by declaring, they position by learning from the future. What are you learning from the future? What's the future of work? What's the future of work? Remember the people who stayed only with manual, and all they were doing everything manual. They were signing all of the documents manually. They were preparing all of these things manually. They were doing businesses manually. They were working all of those things manually, and then they were doing all of those things, and they stayed on manual and manual. And some people saw a future where technology was going to be the thing, and they prepared for something called digital transformation. They are the ones ruling those industries today. Can you work? Can you learn? Can you perceive the future and make a difference straight? So you don't just appear like one who says, yes, I learned this, but are you ready for the future? Emmanuel Miracle, welcome. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining. All right, now think about it. What's the future of work? You know, some people were ready for future of work long time. You know, these things that people are now doing and saying, oh, we are holding online meetings, we are doing interviews online, we are doing some people saw it a long time. What did they do? They prepared solutions. They made platforms ready, and then they sold it to the world. You know what they did? They ran into billions of dollars in revenue. Why? Ability to learn from the future. You must always connect your mind, connect your soul into the future. Pick up lessons in that future and get ready with it while you begin to walk into it. You don't walk into a future when that future comes. You are make yourself ready for that future before it appears. So what's the future of work? How are you currently positioned for it? How are you currently positioned for your industry? So right now you're saying, oh, I'm studying this, or maybe very soon you'll say, oh, I'm coming out to graduate, or you're saying, oh, you're being a graduate, and you say, I want to pick this field. What's the future? Some people right now, you say you're learning data analytics, data science. What's the future of that field? You say, oh, I'm doing something in cloud engineering. What's the future of that field? I'm doing something UI UX. What's the future of that field? I'm doing something in project management. What's the future of that field? I'm doing something in any of the skill you're choosing. What is the future? Are you learning the skill for the future, or you are learning the skill that will soon become obsolete? Learn the skill that will soon become obsolete. This is not like the best of example, but let me let me use it. Remember this time? What was this thing? This phone, this came then. Can't even remember now. This one they were paying and they were saying that they were getting double money and all of those things. You see the people who cash out from it. You know what they do? They study when did this thing start, And then they give themselves, okay, I'm going to do this for 3 months. I know in the next 3 months, by the time I'm into it, I'm going to be able to cash out real big. And then after that, I'm going to leave it. You see the people who just see the testimonials, who see recycled testimonials. They'll bring testimonials, and then you'll be reading. And then these things have been on for 2, maybe 1 year, thereabout. And then before you know it, the time you are coming into it, you don't study the future, you don't watch it, you don't analyze, you don't look through it, you just put your money. Is the moment you put your money, the thing goes. Or when you put your money into one investment, you get returns. Those people are wise. And then that greed inside of you will say, if I just put 70,000 naira and then I'm able to get 140. If I put 140, I'll be able to get 280. And then you carry all the 140. So they take both what you have gained and what you put into it, and everything is gone. You are not able to sight the future. So you look at the future and say, you be like that very critical guy. You be like the son of Issachar. They are able to understand times and seasons. That's how you should be. In this season, you must be like that. You must be like that. This year, another scheme is going to come. Another thing is going to come in. That thing is going to come in. And that's how most people lost, Forex, crypto. Could not analyze the future, could not check it and say, where is this thing leading to? So, ability to design the future. Now, what's the future of personal development? Most people right now, they say they are building courses. They say, right now they want to launch big. They want to go on Facebook and begin to talk about personal development. They want to do video webinars. They want to do all of these things. What is the future? What is the future? Why do you want to invest your energy in something whose shelf life is very small? Why do you not want to be ahead and then begin to speak about those things so that those who will come after will be seen as maybe copying you? Future. What is the future? What's the future of personal development? What's the new model of personal development that will make a difference? What's the new system around personal development that will make a difference? What's the new system around coaching, life coaching? Do you remember there's a time that life coaching was very, very in the thing? This one life coach, this one life coach, that one life coach, so life coach, this one life coach, that one coach. We're just having coach. Everybody was coaching each other. Right now, you see now think of people who came at the latter end when it was no longer relevant. Because some people now have built a system of self-coaching. What's the future of personal development? Last week I was in a meeting with a number of few friends, and one of them was saying something about content creator. Okay, I've been trying to do this about content creation. I'm trying to do this about content creation. Okay, I said okay. I just asked. I said go and find out what's the future of content creation. What's the future of content creation? You see that blueprint that people go on Facebook and maybe Instagram, and they say they are digital creator. But have you asked, what's the future of content creation? What's the future? What's going to be the in thing? What's going to be the basic principle that will be needed in the future for anyone who wants to thrive in content creation? Are you aware that even today, most people do not stand before the camera? Most people don't take their own pictures. They only do something different, relevant, do something that gains attraction, and then people create the content on their behalf, and they build fortune by becoming a character that people want to publicize. How many of you watch some of the matches in the World Cup? I know you're aware of this man, Zilumanga, that man from DR Congo. He only became a character. He didn't have to get someone to hold the phone and begin to video him or take pictures of him. He built a system with patience and then became a character that people recognized and built a fortune from it. I've seen people say, love of things. You know the real thing? Some people, will say, oh, maybe they can try to do that again. Somewhere something is going to be happening. The season is now past. Think of the future. What's the plan for the future? For something that will make a difference. Are you aware it's not really content creation that is making money today? It's characters. The things making money today right now is character. If you are not a character, if you are not building a unique kind of character through content, it's not it anymore. Character. You must, for those who want to really thrive in content creation, they have to be shameless enough to create a kind of character that people want to see all the time. You know, there's one guy now that is going very relevant. Emmanuel is saying the man went really viral after that through demonstration of nationality. Yeah, character. Character. You know, there's one guy now that does something. Are you aware? This guy that say, imagine, my brother said, my landlord want to marry my sister, but my sister said no, that he wants to marry this one. And then that one, he said, imagine. Are you aware that that facial look was not initiated by him? In fact, most people knew that character through, I think it was Lasisi Eleno or something. But now the guy reframed that thing and built a different kind of character. Built a different kind of character. In fact, most people even find the things they say very reasonable, sometimes very wise, and you see some people laugh about it. Some people even use his audio content to create content around it. Where most people, while they are watching all those food, something, and all those things, they are listening to those things, they are laughing, they are doing those things, and the guy is moving. The guy is moving. The guy is moving. The future, the current seasons, and the future of content creator is going to be about character. It's going to be about character. You know, there's a number of them. Yabaraka, you know, people are creating those things. Yapeju, it's character. That's the in thing of content creation. It's not just about coming and then just showing your fine face or doing OOTD. Some people now say I'm shaking their table. All right, I'm shaking at their table. You know, all these OOTD people now. That's not what people are looking for. That's not the in thing. Character. The people who create that character, there's this guy too. What's his name? Banky, this guy that does if you remember this guy's name, this guy that acts like a mother, that knows all those mothers relatable story. I'm trying to remember his name now. You know, I'm if you know what I'm talking about, let me know. His name is something like Banky something. He used to say his yeah, I've forgotten his name. The guy was even invited at the time to speak on one platform where he was talking about content creator, how he started. You know, he has these old women kind of words and talk. That's been a while I've even seen him. You know, there was a time he acted the character of how the mother will carry him out to a video and then they are going to buy bread and that was so relatable, man. That was so relatable. You know, practice like this. Some of us had parents that every Friday they used to be video. They used to be video. Yeah, Diola, thank you, banking notion. Yeah, Diola, that guy. Oh my God, that's the thing. I'm telling you, the future of content creation right now, the future right now, and the real thing is about character. It's about character. In fact, look out for most of the people who won a lot of ambassadorial deals, who did so well. They built a kind of character that made people relate to the things they were doing. It's character. I'm telling you, the future, if you cannot decide right now and become innovative or get some sort of inspiration or just get some sort of connection that can help you build character in content creation, you won't get it. Look at most people, is it Tariji and all of those people, Diola, Shanks, you know, all of those people, it's all about character. The real thing about content creation is not just putting the tag there, I'm a content creation, I'm a this, I'm a this, it's all about character. And also look at it even in different aspects of the religious space and all of that. In about 5 years, look at the trend of the kind of people coming up. if it's this apostle, this pastor, this person, all of the shows, it's character. Character has a way, it's character. Like they know this person when he talks, he does not speak loud, but then he talks sense, he breaks table, and he'll tell you clock it. He will say Gen Z pastor, he will say Selah. You know, okay, go and find out that thing you are doing. What's the future? Go and get the lesson in the future and start preparing for it. Because the wealth is not in the doing, the wealth is in the positioning for the future. All right, so what's the future? You know, I've talked about personal development, I talked about content creation. What's the future of your career? What's the future of your career advancement? You're working maybe in the financial sector, in the manufacturing sector, in the hospitality space, in education, in all of those things. What is the future? Right now, students, or maybe those who are deciding sometimes you want to go for further study, what's the future? What's the future? What's the future of travel? What's the future of those things? You need to think of the future. The lesson, the great, and that's what I'm saying, your greatest lessons are going to be in the future. Because if you, yes, it's okay, think of the past, learn certain things, connect them to where you're going in the future. Greatest lessons are in the future. All right. Now, how do you draw lessons from the future? There are four ways. How do you draw lessons from the future? Should I hold on or you're learning something? The thought of robots are threatening to a lot of jobs. In the next 5 years, many will be relevant. It's all right. Very pivotal. Thank you, Emmanuel. Very pivotal. Most people are going to, the people who will make the most money in most of these industries will be the people who stay behind the machines. So that's why you're finding out most people today are learning robotics. Most people today are learning robotics engineering. Most people, most people are just trying to position and learn. Thank you, Emmanuel, for that. Now, four major ways. Let me talk about four major ways. There may be more. There may be more ways on how to learn from the future. There may be four major ways to know the sources and mediums of learning and building lessons from the future, building capacity for the future. They are like different ways. But I'm going to just talk about four. Can I go on? Are you ready? Are you ready to take the lessons of the four? Are you ready? And some of the things I'll mention, there are things that you probably even have access to, but you have not been so dutiful enough to be able to look them out, check up on them, use them, and then engage them in the things that you do. Okay? So, number one way, how do you travel into the future and come back to live it? How do you travel into the future and come back to live it? So, I'm sharing this like some of you would know in the academia. I've been in academia now, BSc, MSc, PhD. I even teaching students, supervising project works, and all of those things. So I'll come from the academical angle. I will come from the world view, the global leaders view, and then I would also come from spiritual side. Now, number one way to be able to gain lesson from the future is through research. Everyone who is serious about dominating an industry, don't just think research is meant for the people in the academia. Research is an art of leaders. Research is an art, is an art of leaders. For anyone who wants to lead, one of the things you must do, one of the things you must learn how to do is how to conduct research. Because through research, you can travel into people's mind free of charge and prepare something that will be a great value that they can resist. Through research, yeah. You prepare an amazing value that they can resist. Research is an art of leaders. Art of leaders who dominate the world. You're looking at some of the things going on in the world right now, some of the things going on in some nations, going on in some places, some declarations, some certain things. Some of you are not aware of the years of research that some of these world leaders invested into in order to get the information that they work with. It's only in, never mind, is in some places that, oh, things happens and you see people become reactionary to those things. But top leaders, check up first world nations, many of them, they have research centers that the people employed there, many of them are PhD holders, many of them are so intelligent, many of them are so smart that all they do for that nation is to conduct research. They conduct research on this, conduct research on weapon, they conduct research on the military, they conduct research on medicine, they conduct research on this. And those people are paid so well to do quality research, and they bring recommendations to the government with which the government decide with them. Why not be that kind of nation and government who can sit or invest strategically into research? Most people are not aware that there are some of the people, some of the businesses getting lots of money, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in medicine, whether it's in health or health or medicine, whether it's in manufacturing, whether it's in technology. You know what most of them do? They collaborate with universities. They collaborate with universities and fund a research group that carry out a research on their behalf and then bring a report. And at the end of the day, when they work on the recommendation of that research team or that research group, they come out gaining a lot of profit to the point that they get about 90% of the profit of the entire industry. They get about 90% of the entire industry. Some of the businesses you're seeing buying other businesses, whether it's Facebook buying WhatsApp, buying Instagram, or doing those things, they did not just, the board didn't just wake up someday and say, let's buy out this guy. They conducted research on those guys, and they came with a prediction of the level of revenue that they can generate before they paid and bought those businesses. The same thing happened with X. Go and check up. Some of these people will not tell you, but their research team are so sound. You are the only one coming out because somebody called on a webinar and told you to pay 10,000 naira and say you are going to have content creation mastery. Or somebody say you are going to become a digital marketer in 7 days. Let me just teach you to this webinar. Just go and right now and go and do it. Do you have that commitment for research? Are you able to do a level of research and find out what truly works in that industry? What is the end game? What is the top secret that most people don't know? What is that thing that the person who actually told you to pay for that webinar is using in order to get a lot of results that the person is not teaching you? Because the greatest secrets are not said in public. They are said many times in closed rooms. One of the things you need to learn in this new age is research. If you want to gain an edge right now, you want to be like the top gun, you must commit to research. And research is not just going on Google and getting random blogs. That helps to an extent. But going to quality platforms where they dish out the news and show you the way it is. They tell you about the world outcomes, the things that were said in those places, the places where the real things are said, not the ones who just wash it. Not the ones you go on TikTok and they just tell you, hold on, 5 things that are going to do this. The 5th one is so powerful, I don't want it to be said. They want it to stay till the 5th one. That's why they are telling you number 5 is very important and you have to stay. They know. Those people who do it know. They know. But the real one that works, you have to do some sort of research. Sometimes you have to be that diligent. Sometimes you have to stay with just one tool trying to find out everything around it and why it works so well and why most leaders use this. What is the real game that makes it? What are the real things that happen? What are the real things that gets there? And then you're able to check it and check it and check it. Part of research is that you know about it true and you sit down with it for days trying to master why it works, trying to master the part that makes it so good, trying to know the idea behind it too, trying to pick up those deliberate things. Emmanuel said, Ramsas, yes, real things. Sit down and conduct research. Sit down and conduct research. You are in maybe the e-commerce industry or the drop shipping industry. Have you studied what really works? Where is the main money of this industry? The only one you're doing is you're posting bag, posting shoe, posting clothes, posting those things. They are good though, but maybe you are only getting the small peanuts inside. Why not check up? Where's the real money of this thing? Where is it? Is it in the logistics? Is it in the wholesale? Is it in this? Is it in that? And then you get the right contacts and then you connect into it, and then while other people they are just staying there and getting the 5% of the whole thing, you have already mastered, you have done a kind of research, studied it through to know where the real money is. Have you asked why someone very well respected, intelligent businessman will be in the cement industry and now is focused now on the refinery? Why do you think so? Do you think he just woke up one morning and said, oh, I have lots of money, I know people who trust me, I know people who can invest into me? A lot of research was done. There will be people who would have come and taught him, showed him the way, tell him everything from upstream to downstream, from this to that, to all of those things. You conduct research. And this is one skill that seems to be lacking in the lives of most young Africans. Many people speak and act by impulse. Someone will go on TikTok and just say something that was just said in 5 minutes. Is it 5 minutes? Even most times in 30 seconds. And they feel that they understand everything about that thing. Are you seeing how lazy most people are? And that's why many people will not be qualified for leadership. This commitment and loyalty to short content that will not drive you to be diligent to dig through, will not make you so smart, will not make you so intelligent as you should be. Why? Because you are not committed to research. And that's why you will see those in the medical practitioner who are committed to research, the way they are going to speak is different from somebody who did roadside nursing. Why? Because these ones they know the real thing. They worked on cover, and then they are able to see every part of it. They know when you are saying this is happening. They have looked at every part critically. That's how you should handle critical information in your life. There are certain things you want to become in business, the things that has to do with your career, the things that pertain to certain areas of your life. You need the commitment and diligence of research. Diligence of research. Stay through it over and over again. Learn through it over and over again. Look at everything that surrounds it before you make a conclusion. You just make conclusions. Somebody comes down and says something about marriage. Have you done a research? Are you sure the story the person is even telling you is true? Have you studied through to be able to build a strong conviction on that thing? You know, right now people are saying, oh, shares. Oh, buy shares. Do you understand how it works? Do you think you just put money there and then after a period, you just saw statistics? They said, oh, if you put 1 million here, in the next 6 months, it's going to become 1.4 million. And then you just go there, put your money. Do you study? Do you understand how shares work? Do you know how stock works? Do you know how it even takes time? Are you aware that even sometimes inflation can affect? Are you aware that even sometimes government policy can affect certain kind of businesses? Do you do your research? You do your research, or you just put your money there and say, yeah. And then you now say, these people lied to us. They didn't lie to you. You did not do your research. Number 2, predictions by experts. Predictions by experts. Another way to be able to understand where the direction of certain things are going. Check up predictions by experts in that field. Okay, not just a random person who tried out something by luck and then put maybe few money somewhere, and after a while the thing became maybe something increased by about 5%, and the person now built a profile on Facebook, and then the person is now giving you advice. What is the qualification of this person? How much of an expert is this individual? How much of learning does this person have? Some of you right now, the people giving you financial advice, they don't have the qualification. They are not experts in the field. Some people right now are giving you real estate advice, but they don't know what they are talking about. What are the experts in that field saying? The people who have failed, who have succeeded, who have failed again and succeeded so well, and they are in it right now, and they are teaching others how to do it. What prediction are they saying about that area? What prediction are they saying about that field? What prediction are they saying about these things? You want to build a career somewhere, and then you are not committed to look out at what experts are saying, what they are putting out. Many of them putting out on LinkedIn, many of them putting out on Facebook, many of them speaking on certain platforms, many of them speaking in certain conferences, and then they are telling you the prediction. Even in that AI industry, what are the predictions telling you the disruptions that will come in that industry? You listen to the experts. You listen critically. What are they doing? What are they trying to build? What's the future they are saying? What are the things they are trying to come up with? Right now, someone wants to start a business. All right, guys, thank you. Sorry about that break. Okay, so prediction by experts, and maybe I should just take number 3: top leaders and elders. Yeah, top leaders and elders. Now, my one of my major privilege that I've had that seem to have contributed to a great extent to the level of wisdom with which God have helped me with is the fact that the conversations I hold with elders, okay? The conversations I hold with elders. And let me tell you how this connect to the future. Many a times, certain individuals have walked the paths that you're looking forward to. And you know what that does for you? By listening to them, and by learning from them, and by conversing with them, and by relating with them, you are able to find out how you can navigate certain things faster, and certain places, certain routes you should not go through that can make your future really amazing. Okay, that can make your future really amazing. So the ability to be able to connect with certain elders. Look out for elders who have gone through certain things in their life and they have been able to conquer, they have been able to overcome, they have made certain mistakes. Have conversations about life with them. Tell them about some of your intentions. It does not mean that everything that they say you totally agree with them. But sometimes by listening to them, it makes your journey faster, smoother, better, and then you are able to compress time instead of passing through their mistakes and falling into their pitfalls. You know what I'm saying? So one of the ways to learn from the future is by listening to elders. And sometimes elders necessarily does not mean gray hair. Sometimes it only means people who now have greater experiences that you have not walked through, and they have been there and they are willing to communicate with you, and they are willing to tell you for free. They are willing to share their stories, they are willing to share their lessons, they are willing to bring some ideas or some principles that they think can work for you. That's how you can also connect to the future. Elders. Okay, ability to learn from elders. And then the most supreme of the ability to connect from the future. Remember the story of Pharaoh. Pharaoh had a dream. He had a dream. He needed an interpretation. Who gave the dream? Not himself. God gave the dream. So sometimes you understand the future by vision. He said, in the last day, your young men shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. You know, the ability to be able to receive a vision of the future prepares you for it. All right, so there is the spiritual discernment, there's a spiritual revelation that also enables you to receive this vision. Now, before I end, I have an announcement. There's an NGO, non governmental organization that I work with called Akem Foundation. So they are having like the fourth edition of that event, whereby, so last year they had this event where they had five entrepreneurs come pitch their businesses, and at the end of the event there were judges who actually decided how the winners were gotten. So each of the five entrepreneurs got funding. We had somebody who got who won 1.5 million, another person won 0.25, another person 1 million, another person 750, another person 500,000 naira. And at the end of the day, we had each of them getting 10% extra of each of the prizes they won. And it was a really amazing event. If you check my LinkedIn, just check Abiodun Mustapha. I have a PhD written in front. You can follow me, check my posts. You can actually check it up. So this year, they're having the same event. It's called the Akem Foundation Business Funding Program. And it will be taking place this year, sometimes around April. But there will be there's a call for application going up right now. Call for application going up right now. I'm going to share it on our Telegram channel. Just go to t.me slash growth hub Africa. T.me slash growth, growth hub, then Africa, AFRICA. So I'm going to I'll share the flyer there and also the link to apply. I want everyone, it's an offer. If you know you're an entrepreneur, you're someone who is doing a business, your business is registered with CAC, just go there. You'll be able to apply. You'll be able to put out your application, and all you majorly need to have will be, I think, about a 1 to 2 minutes video where you pitch and talk about your video, talk about your business. Sorry, talk about your business, and then you submit your application. So if you make it through to the final, you'll be contacted. You make it through to the next phase, you'll be contacted, and then the final three will be contacted. So this year, they're giving out 1 million naira to the winner. I think 750,000 second position, 500,000 third position. Imagine what this fund, if you fall into any of this category, will do to your business or will do to you yourself. So do well to apply. It's going to be an amazing event. And at that event, you would also have the opportunity to connect with top people. I mean, top people. People who can take your business from 1 to like 10. All right? Take your business from like 1 to 10. So apply, just apply for it, and that will be it. So just do well to apply. It's really going to change your life so well. And you can also check out Akem Foundation on Facebook. You can even go to Akem Foundation on Facebook. Just go to the page. When you get to the page, you will see the information there, and then you click on the link and just do well to apply. It's just an opportunity that I feel will change your life. So if I have opportunities like that, I will do well. I will continue to communicate. I will come here and share with you. Aside that, there's also right now, like you should know, there's the Tony Elumelu Foundation also doing their business funding that happens every year. I think that's $5,000 that will be giving to those who make it through. You can also apply for this. Just apply for all of these opportunities. This is the year. I'm telling you, future. Part of the things in the future is that you will need funding to be able to work out certain things. And all of this funding are made available for you. Akem Foundation is one that you can go. Just check Akem Foundation on Facebook or Akem Foundation on Instagram. You will see the page, you see the link to apply. Do well to apply. I'll also share to my community on Telegram where you can also apply for the program. So that's the announcement. That's the announcement majorly. And please do well, share this video with every of your friends. People need to learn these lessons. Most people, one of the things I learned, and maybe in part 2 next week Friday, I don't think I have any conflicting engagement next week Friday. So next week Friday, I think we should meet again, same time on the same YouTube channel, and then we'll share more on certain lessons. One of the things that I'm going to discuss probably next week is that life gives us a gift of a lesson, at least. Let me rephrase it. Life gives us at least a gift of a lesson per day. But because most people don't pay attention, they missed that gift for the day. They missed that gift for the day. And as I close, I want you to remember that today was a future of yesterday. And tomorrow is a future of today. And by the time you get to tomorrow, today would have been a past of that future. The way you connect your today to the future is very critical to the next level of your life. That's it. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you learned a lot. Show me in the comments. Share some love. I know I used some practical examples. Imagine, is it Mr. Escom and the Yadiola and all of them? Just relating the stories. All right, I hope you got value today. Let me see in the comment. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Bam Kings Notion. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Moses. Thank you, Aguzu. Thank you, Ayodeji. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's really been an amazing time. I hope you guys got value. I hope you got value. Thank you so much. I hope it was worth your time. So I remain your friend, your brother, Dr. Abiodun Mustapha. See you again next week. Bye-bye.